within the realm of I'm expecting something a bit more fun from Jordan as well if they're going to join the bandwagon. But first things first, we get into our ban phase. They will remain unchanged with their side select. And it is also still going to be the exact same start to the ban.
I'm with you on the Lee Sin ban. Not necessary, I don't think. Jundat does play that a lot. It is, I think, one of his most played competitively, that and Graves. But he likes the Kindred. That's the champion that we were talking to him before and saying that he really wants to be able to play that.
Malphite's second ban this time instead. Blitzcrank's still going to be up and available right now. Cassiopeia, I believe, was their second ban last time. Malphite was a 4-5.
Yep. Olaf.
Doesn't mean he's playing a Sejuani.
Zero did have that insane game on
did.
Olaf. So given some respect there, maybe looking to lock in the top lane a little early.
Maybe it's a Vi, maybe it's a tank top laner, and they just really don't want to be counted. Blitzcrank. Also going to be the third ban here, so the only adaptation is that the Cassiopeia is up and available. Jordan with a team that beat that Cass last time with the Hecarim, so I don't think they'll be too shocked if it's locked in. I think they'll be quite content playing the game out. Third ban here for Palestine. Plenty of choices. Can't really predict it anymore, can you?
Going for the Gragas.
Cannot predict a thing anymore.
Wukong, Lucian, both open. But then again, so many of these meta picks are open. Zera, Yumi. Yeah, okay. Jordan actually going to go for Zera this time.
How refreshing to see it locked in first pick. We're going back to an actual pick ban here from Jordan.
I mean, okay, look, they started with Melio. It wasn't like
no, but like we just haven't seen Zeri.
I know.
It's been a whole day. It's been almost 2 days without a Zeri.
Yeah.
We saw one on the side stage, I believe.
Yep.
It means it wasn't on the main stage.
I believe that was a Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as well.
So, natural progression would be a Melio and an AD carry, but this is not a natural team. This is an unnatural draft with the first 3 bans that we have. Galio, for most teams, is a mid laner. This opens up a whole world of possibilities.
I mean, I wouldn't even put it past them to put that in the jungle at this point.
Oh my god,
Volibear locked in too. Volibear top lane. I'm just saying it now, because why not?
Why would you ban Lee Sin and Gragas if you're going to pick Volibear? That's my question. Waiting for the Yuumi, I suppose, to be locked in here.
Elio still open. I mean, it's not the best.
We've seen a Pantheon with a Nidalee to make that combo devastating. Renekton's also the natural choice here as well. Nidalee Jace.
Nidalee Jace, okay.
Yep, all right.
They are looking to poke, they are looking to hurt, and they are looking to get ahead quickly.
Zeri, Nidalee, Jace. Carries damage for sure. Crowd control, no. Tankiness, no. Mobility, though.
Well, says you from Zeri. I says you about Zeri.
Well, she's not a tank until she is.
Yeah.
These champions are tanks until they're not. On the Palestine side, to be clear, I was pointing.
Another tank? Ornn.
Yeah, Olaf ban's still quite nice now.
Still, actually, it is. The Olaf ban definitely rising a little bit more in our eyes, but still, looking at Palestine, trying to figure out their composition.
Oh, mate, yeah, we could be here for a while working out what we've got so far. Galio support, Volibear, jungle.
Well, do they go for the full lore here and try to get a Nivea too?
Just go for the Freljord comp.
Yeah, the Freljord gods.
Yeah,
Ornn, Volibear, Nivea. This is not a god.
But she's on that realm. You need a 5th one, right? There's only 4, isn't there?
There's 3. This only has her power because of the Watchers.
Yeah, I'm just saying you need to keep Freljord theme, man.
But then you have Galio. It's already ruined.
True. He's anti-magic.
Can't work that way.
Chuck in a Lux for the cinematic.
All right, now I'm back in this. But looking at the bans, supports taken off the board for both sides, even though that Galio we know can be in the bot lane. We've seen that Yosef has played that in the past. Pantheon going to be the final ban. They banned it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely banned it themselves. They don't want their own mid laner to pick that one, or top laner, I suppose. Who actually knows where this Jace is going just yet? Samira is going to be the champion of choice. So again, expecting this to be a Galio bottom lane as a support. Expecting Crunk to still be on that. Ornn? And I am still expecting Palestine to be on the volley bear until that last pick throws us for a loop. But that's where they should be.
See, I'm not expecting a single thing until we get into the game.
Just so much more confused about what Jordan's doing right now. I'm still so much more confused about what Jordan's doing right now.
Oh, the limit testing.
Well, it's a Vayne top, Jace mid, right?
Yeah, they're limit testing.
What other carries could they possibly pick here that work?
Pike.
Pike for support.
Butcher, play Pike. Come on.
Blitzcrank's gone. Nautilus is gone.
Pike.
Janna.
Nah, boo.
Ah, that's the one.
Boo.
Yeah, is that a Zeri solo lane? You reckon? You reckon they pick for themselves? They pick for themselves.
Oh, yeah, they might have actually.
Zero's
yeah,
playing Zeri.
I think that's what it is.
The Zero Zeri?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Casper on Vayne, Butcher on Janna.
Vayne Janna kind of nice though.
No, that's what I'm
Galio.
saying. That's definitely really nice into Galio. That's the Cassiopeia, the final pick here for Palestine. Since that is something that we know that they do like to play a lot. It was banned previously.
Yeah, and somehow, Magical, we've gone through this draft phase. We started this best of three
That's a mid-lane
series.
Samira.
No. 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 We've got, you know what? I don't care. They can do what they want. Could be a mid lane Zeri.
It could be, because right now that was the only swap that Team Jordan did utilize. Invincible is going to play that Zeri
I stopped
mid
writing
lane.
the draft halfway through, so
Yeah.
that was
last one.
just flabbergasted.
Cassiopeia, that's right. I was trying to remember the last one. Yeah, okay. Once we get into the game, that's when I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. Because you know why?
Why?
Don't know what's going on otherwise.
I do feel like, you know, on paper, the Palestine roster was the easiest to digest from that draft phase.
Was it really?
Double tank, fighting bot lane, or triple tank really. Listen, I can't tell you a single thing looking at this graph. Palestine is now a top laner, Crunk is now presumably a jungler, and Ajbar I think is a support with Yusuf playing AD carry, which means every single person has switched role. That would put Skip mid. That's if they're playing their champions in their intended locations. Magical, that's if that's at their intended locations. If they play as they are right now, I'm lost. For the other side, it just makes sense, like where they're going. They picked almost for themselves. Zeri and Jace seem to have switched.
I do appreciate you trying to get us through this.
Well, someone's got to talk.
We could just let it be.
But just want to look at this.
We could just
In
we could
abject horror.
It's like looking at a work of art, except it got ripped apart.
That really subjective art that some people are like, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, exactly. So looking at this game, going to game number 2.
Like a stapled banana to the wall.
Yeah, trying to figure that out.
That's so profound, man.
I'm trying to figure it out. Viewers trying to figure it out.
We just got to let them walk to lane.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
the duck makes more sense than anything else right now.
in a lot of League of Legends, like it does exist that people will switch roles. It does exist that sometimes people will switch champions here and there, right? There's flex picks. In this game,
they're swapping up. Okay, fine. I'm fine with it now.
In this game, they flexed everything. Magical. It's so confusing.
No, they didn't flex the champions. They flexed the players. That's what it is. So it is going to be Palestine having everyone role swap. Every single
player has role swapped.
Yeah, and you know what? If that's the case, I'm more fine with it than I was initially thinking for a second, where I'm like, there is a possibility that nobody is role swapping, and that's where they're going in lane. So not saying that here from Team Palestine. Instead, it's going to be Palestine in the top lane. Maybe Kronk was just a little bit too scarred from that last beating that he got from Zero.
Look, it certainly was a beating. I cannot deny that. Janna and Vayne in bottom lane, the most standard thing that we are witnessing right now. Galio has high kill threat, oftentimes with the W stuff, but Vayne can condemn, Janna can use the Tornado. The interesting interaction with those two things in mind is that if you use the Tornado on the Galio, you still get taunted if you're inside the circle at the time that you throw that. So it's about keeping yourself distanced.
Giving them away the best you can, cutting it out. Right now, it does seem that Yusuf and Ashbard are going to struggle a little bit in that bot lane, especially going up against the double range as a Galio support. There's kind of a reason we've seen Galio support fall out of meta for a long time. Not just the fact that he lost the flash taunt, but seeing more things that can actually abuse him in lane.
They have to respect in this bottom lane right now as well, just the pressure of the Janna DPS and zone of control. As we look top lane, and for just a brief moment there, Zero was pressing S in front of the wave, actually really loses out on that trade.
Palestine, he was the big player in the last game that when we were talking about Palestine. We're looking at Kronk. He's looking for that play in mid lane on Invincible, flashing, looking for the kill underneath tower, and it will be Skip picking up first blood.
They did not expect the shield to come out of Zeri there.
No,
there was
not.
Actually a world that Invincible lived.
I know, I got a little worried there for a second. I hesitated to say anything because I thought that might happen.
He didn't expect to leave either though, so ultimately did stop, press his W, try and put some damage down. Nice flash, good positioning from Krunk as well to find the angle, and just quite simply goes for the 3-cam clear, but you can see the guy's thumbs up. Krunk makes it happen. 4 camps in, has got himself the assist. Mid lane's got the kill. The Cassiopeia that was banned. Skip's got it.
Skip's got it. Gonna be a pretty nice lane now here in mid lane. And even looking now, he's Invincible. He's gonna struggle a bit into the lane because Kronk, he's putting up the tent.
This wave's bad for Invincible.
Yeah.
Needs
Kronk
jungle assistance. Kronk no flash though. There's really no world he closes that distance.
Just kind of keeping away from the wave the best he can.
Exactly.
Deny as much as possible from him. He did lose out on a couple minions.
Skip needs to be careful with all the creeps that he has been tanking, however. Just heard a giant yell for some reason. We'll see if it's because a recall gets stopped here. It does.
It looks like that. Zero dashes away the flash in. Palestine, no!
That's why he's yelled.
No mana either. Cutting it back, but you got to be careful, Zero. You're in your hammer form. That's where you're going to have your damage. If you dash on top of Palestine, you would have died because he would have knocked you right up.
Zero is the type of player that doesn't recall here, even though he started that one. Nidalee is on the way up as well, so may even stay and bait. Certainly is. I would like to look at top lane right now, not this bottom wave.
Waiting it out. Nidalee is going to dash over the wall.
Really like to look at top lane right now.
Waiting it out. Palestine. Not going to get tagged by the spear. Instead, it's going to be the shock blast. Doing a lot of damage. Dashing underneath the turret. And he will! What a play from Palestine!
He actually gets the kill and trades 1 for 1. Zero.
Best play he could hope for.
Zero, for absolutely no reason, committed himself to the play. Jundak could have just used the red buff and kited him through. Ooh. Justice Butts just wide.
Yeah, just wide. Taunt connected. Tornado also going to connect on to Yusuf on the other side. Still pinned underneath their turret. It's looking like a lot better for Team Jordan's bot lane than the previous game. Not really falling behind early into the game and really having to worry, but mid lane is going to have to worry because Invincible is struggling here against Skip.
He's having a very bad day in the office here, Mr. Invincible. Bot lane.
Double taunt there too. The dash in. Casper, I might have spoken too soon because this bot lane's starting to fall apart and it's going to be 2 kills over to Palestine.
They get the kills in just a strict 2v2. Mid is strictly winning in its 1v1. And you can't help but feel like, did Jordan go too far with their draft? We'll explore that question further and further, but so far, top lane, hello, mid. Skip's actually going to get the kill.
Wow, Skip surviving with a sliver of health. I think this is great for Team Palestine. That is massive leads they've now gotten in every lane outside of top.
Well, speaking of.
Level 5, level 6, Brittle passive, getting a lot of damage onto Zero, but Zero barely will hold on.
The wheels are coming off. For Jordan, the wheels are coming off. They're winning everywhere, Palestine. Shutdown bounty for the Cassiopeia. The Nidalee has no lanes to gank for because the composition does not enable it.
Yeah, there's no setup at all.
The Vayne and the Janna are losing their 2v2. Mid is losing the 1v1, and top almost got solo killed by an Ornn as the Jace. It is 5-1 in kills, and the gold lead is stretching.
To be fair, though, Palestine does have Thornmail at this point in the game. It does make it a lot harder for the Jace to actually try to 1v1 him.
Of course.
But, like you're saying, everything is going Palestine's way at the moment. They're winning every single lane. Kronk is even doing a good job in the jungle here, not struggling like he did last time because he doesn't have to deal with that top lane anymore.
Yeah, he's not 1v1ing a Cassante, is he? He's dealing with jungle camps. Look at Kronk.
And he's playing a Volibear as well.
Does not know, though, that this is his blue buff.
I think he does know.
Then he's just walked straight around, accepted that it's gone, and cleared a ward.
Maybe
Where's he
looking
off to?
I think he's off to bot. Look how far they're pushed up.
They have to know.
Oh, you have
With
to know.
100%
This is very
certainty
telegraphed.
that the volley bear is in that bush.
The flash in, double taunt though. It might be too late. It just might be a strict 2v2 again, but the exhaust coming onto Yusuf, so he dies. Losing Samira. Crunk is too late as Ashbar. Oh no, maybe the wheels are back on this gravy train for Team Jordan because they pick up 2 for 1 to the bot.
They commit to the 2v2, and now I'm not sure they knew the blue buff was being taken here, Magical, because suddenly from nowhere a Nidalee Spear connects and just half healths the Samira. Flashless Samira as well is going to be up in about 10 seconds, and Galio used that one to engage the fight. If that Vayne was 6, he probably lives there. And we have ourselves a very interesting situation. Mid starting to trade evenly as well.
I don't know if it's an interesting situation or an unfortunate one for Team Palestine where everything was going great until it wasn't.
Depends who you ask, I guess. For Jordan, I think a sigh of relief may have just come out of them that the fact they're able to get those kills. The fact that mid is equalized enough to be able to fight.
And the flash away, the reactions there from Invincible. The flash on top of Skip takes down a shutdown off the snake.
Flashes to ensure that he's not near the poison, to ensure that there was no Cassiopeia poison to get lethal damage there. Skip chucks out the ult, but it was at the same time as Invincible dashing over the wall. Feels like perhaps baited out by this Zeri.
I think it was. Let's take a look at this replay because those are some fancy feet from Invincible.
He really actually was probably going to do that dash regardless now that I'm looking at it, but
it looked good.
It did look good. I love the idea from Skip. He just hesitated a little bit, right? Waited for the wave to be thinned out. Tried to constrict the movement of Invincible, but he can just simply dash the wall, and Herald is secured.
Jundat back in the game as well. Bot lane working out for Team Jordan. That gold lead, nearly 1,500 Palestine had, completely gone.
There was such a large lead so early in the game as well. It's such a shame that it got lost as quickly as it did. Top lane as well, which was going so well for Palestine. 20 CS difference against him.
So we are seeing bot lane more skirmishing as Casper was too far out for this play. The Monsoon might save him, or will it? Fast back to the wall. And that's going to be the deadly bloom there from Yusuf. Almost getting Butcher on top of it. But top lane, Jundat making this game work. They already got one god, looking to topple another for a double kill.
Herald to be summoned top lane as well. Palestine, you can see, very upset by the result of that trade. I've heard a lot of yelling here in the crowd from specifically Palestine, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic man. Love to hear that from him, but the emotion's running high, and now he is being really punished. They don't even summon the Herald. They just take the kills. You watch what happens here. Crunk goes in. Just gets really quickly taken apart. His health is completely gone. They just go forwards. And Palestine flashes and gives the extra space for the Nidalee to cover the distance to get to Crunk. And Jundat, clearly a Nidalee player, by the way, is having a good game.
I feel like Jundat's just a carry jungle player.
Certainly.
Seen a lot of those carry performances looking for this play mid lane. Spear not going to connect, but does have kill threat on it to Cassiopeia as Invincible waiting it out, but that miasma gonna hurt if you're not landing those spears in the first place.
Oh no.
Petrifying Gauge did not do enough, but you got the backup of Kronk just in case.
Skip is just winning. 3 people here and Skip's able to win the trade. Unfortunate that he misses the ultimate, but Kronk certainly is that insurance policy. Great name, by the way. It's just very, very easy to say Kronk.
It's such a good name. Also, Emperor's New Groove. Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
All right, now Team Jordan, like we said, bounced back into this game. We're at an even game state, but really, we got to look towards the top half of this map for Team Jordan, like we have many times when we talk about Team Jordan and how they've been able to play, especially Zero, as he's looking for a little bit of a skirmish against Palestine. Has Jundat there top lane just in case.
Casper just waiting. Take note, dash in.
Dash in, and they've got the damage. There's no Petrifying Gaze that time, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Skip, that's going to be a good play. So Jordan, they've got to make this play top lane work. They've got to juggle the aggro onto Palestine, who's locked underneath this turret, has the call of the Forge Guard, but doesn't even bother.
And they can summon the Herald here. You'd expect that they would do so, but they don't really have to. They will do this to make sure that it breaks as fast as they possibly can. Drake is going to be taken by Palestine as the effective trade, but in terms of gold value, this balloon's really out of proportion here for Jordan through that top side. Also for mid. Somehow, Casper's got this unique ability to go 0-3 in lane, but get shutdowns, get kills, and get ahead.
Yeah, and somehow he's doing fine as well, as he's dodging away from these abilities, looking for the play onto Kronk as they tag him with a lot of damage, but Sky Splitter Shield is still scary, especially a Volibear. You don't want to dive.
Horn sounded, Zero in trouble.
And Maya's on top of him, bounces around forever. Ooh, CC locked.
Skip was already moving back to lane. That's how confident they were in getting that kill, and rightly so. Zero, I think, accepted his fate. Actually pressed S and resigned himself to that one. Fun fact here as well, if you remember, Magical, way back in the LEC, Caps with that mid-Vayne game.
Yeah.
His matchup was Galio.
It was. I mean, it is good into Galio.
Just giving that little throwback for everyone. You remember back to that day. Vayne, very good into Galio, can cancel the Justice Punch, can have a very nice time in a 1v1 sense.
And the shields, too. Not really going to be very useful as Galio. It's more about getting the taunts, but top lane, Palestine, feels like a lot of attention is being put here by Jundet to make sure that Zero is going to be super fit.
And just like that, 1 and 4 is Palestine. It feels like the issue isn't Krunk, the issue is top lane for Palestine. They just get so aggressively dealt with.
Well, it's also one of those things where top lane was going good for Palestine until it wasn't.
Yeah, and now it's not. Even without a Renekton, it was bot dive.
Looking for the dive on Invincible. They got this done as well. Dashing away, the flash is in from Skip, kiting back the best he can. Invincible gonna survive and actually get a lot of damage as the taunt does not connect from Ashbar. Invincible throwing it right back in the face of Palestine, but the Justice Punch, yeah, stepped a little too far out there. Invincible, not quite invincible enough.
He was looking for a montage. Just gets smacked in the face by Galio, gets ignited, and that was it. 3 people down there, and he did so well to just survive, but didn't want to settle with just surviving.
No, he wanted the highlights like he talked about.
He wanted all of it.
He wanted to be able to post that on social media and say, hey, look at this play.
And look, Palestine managed to avoid being placed on social media. City engage here, and quite simply, it's the fact that Invincible has ult, has Ghost. He's just too quick. Ashbar's never going to catch. Krunk has already used his abilities to turn off the turret. Flash comes in, and Invincible can stop here.
You get back off right before that Sky Splitter. Once he sees it, you can be like, I'm out of here.
Spear, Yusef gone.
Yeah, Yusef is going to be gone. No, but a taunt from Ashbar with a stopwatch out of Jundet. Jundet taking a lot of damage, has the shield as well from Butcher just in case. Nobody going to fall on either side.
Turret still being threatened. Spears finding their mark time after time here. First one onto Yusef, second one onto Ashbar just then. And pushing them back and threatening. Vayne's free top is just winning. Skip is here though if they want to sound the horn one more time, and Zero this time is going to back away while his team controls the mid lane outer turret.
Especially with Invincible pushing bot lane, putting that pressure on one half of the map. That's even getting a TP out of Skip just to deny the turret going over, which means now another tool gone.
Yeah, you feel like that teleport going bottom actually opens up the floor for this mid lane turret to be taken.
Yeah, especially if Yusef is just going to take all that damage right there. Nearly takes the Silver Bolt proc as well.
Ryla's Crystal Scepter done for Skip. Makes it very difficult now for Invincible to kite, for Casper, of course, as well, who will be spotted all the time. But those ghosts being handled a little bit better by the Cassiopeia. Butcher going to clear this ward straight in their face, does not care. It is a flashless Galio. No Hex Flash as well to be said for this Galio.
Look at how Butcher is playing too. That is a very greedy Janna with nobody there, completely calling a bluff, saying, all right, my whole team's here.
Also, I thought Hex Flash was standard for Galio.
It is.
You run Nimbus Cloak.
Yeah. Justice Punch goes wide. Ashbar not sure who he wants to focus on. Going to turn the attention onto Casper, but he's dashed away. The tumble, the damage. Yusef dives in. The nice Monsoon, though, from Butcher keeps Casper alive with a heroic entrance. It will be a 1-for-1 trade between ADCs.
Skip is here, but it's... Oh my god, nearly. Oh, good flash.
Nice flash from Jundet to dodge away as Butcher has to flash away from Skip too.
Oh,
and Krunk,
here.
Hello! Where'd you come from? Looks for the play on to Jundet, wanting dash over the wall, but Invincible's here. No! He didn't get the dash, unfortunately, but Invincible gets a lot of damage onto Krunk. Dash back too, kiting it, but that's going to be the Stormbringer, bringing the storm to Jordan.
Palestine will lock themselves down 2 kills. They'll be very happy with those ones, especially given the mistakes and summoner spells that were being used by Jordan prior to the kills actually being confirmed. We're not going to watch this mid-fight. We're going to watch Jundat. We just really need to focus on the fact that he presses his pounce here straight into the wall. That's why this replay is here. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if Skip or if Zero is alive. Put the follow-up here. Invincible just tries to help his team. Raises the white flag. The second that Italy does that, has to accept his fate.
Seems that nobody died on either side, but take that back. Just come back, and Nashbar died. Joseph knocked into the air as well, but they got a lot of damage. Trade again. Losing out on the play, but look at Zero and how low he is. Jundat only just respawned, and Casper cannot kite away from Krunk in time. So instead, they accelerate Shock Blast. It doesn't matter. They don't need to land the Spirit because they had enough damage onto the bear.
That spear does connect, but it's Skip directly behind Palestine. Should make this an impossibility. And Skip is going to be really the person who's holding it down. The actual captain of the squad in this game.
Still looking for the poke on the other side. Skip is going to clear out these waves time and time again. Even looking for a little bit of a play onto Invincible.
Invincible just dashed.
With that Rallies, you're really easy to target, really easy to chase down this time around, Invincible.
This is the worst Zeri performance I have seen from someone. But it's because he doesn't have a Yumi. He is just trying his best to find these fights. Suffice to say, for anyone watching, this is a for-fun game.
Yeah, Zero's going to get tagged there. He can't get out.
Another shutdown. Meanwhile, mid lane, the threatened dive onto Casper will be prevented by Nidalee, will be prevented by Butcher with his Janna combo.
It is hard to dive with Janna.
You know, Zero dying there.
That's nothing.
Doesn't matter at all because he is one ability off having the Muramana completed and is also ATCS ahead of his respective lane opponent. The Ornn now being a secondary support in this game has been permanently grouped up with the rest of his team. And at a certain point, the Janna's going to be too strong. At a certain point, Zeri is an issue.
Vayne going to be at a certain point. Jace.
Vayne, Nidalee, all have crazy damage.
But the one thing that Palestine do have are good front lines.
And a Cassiopeia.
And a Cassiopeia.
And all the friends they made on the way.
Exactly. So isn't that all what it's about anyways, the friends you make along the way?
It is definitely a large part of it. Victory does still feel nice though.
Palestine really gonna have to rely on the power of friendship though for this game.
2 items done actually for... Is that a Nash's Tooth or a Quinzu's for Vayne?
That is gonna be a national... No, Quincy. But right now we gotta talk about this. Butcher's just gonna die. He's gonna get slammed, dunked as Krunk is taken low. Jundat only gonna barely survive as Casper does nothing. Not able to get any damage realistically onto these members just yet because he only has the Blade of the Ruin King while Zero is waiting out the poke. But you can tell that Palestine turning back their attention towards this mid-tier 2, tier 1. That was a good blast, but...
Now the thing is, right, this Ornn is so weak in comparison to a Vayne. He's just dashed in.
Oh, dashed in. Was looking for the knockup, and you're dead. Just dead there.
Why did you do that?
Everfrost onto Casper. Taunt not going to connect. And look at Invincible. He's rotated himself down here. And Skip, he's rotating as well. Going to use the ult, and that's a lot of damage onto the back line as Ashbar goes golden. But Zero is in the thick of it, and he's got a double kill, making a triple kill. Skip has to flash away, but wait for the poke. Zero slowed down by the Rallies, waiting it out, trying to get that angle as Casper is dodging away from everything with a Monsoon to heal him up. The Tornado does not help your Vayne, and you got to be careful because Jundat does not land the spear, but does he need to when they got the accelerated shock blast? Unofficial quadra kill for Zero.
And they straight up hit the Baron. I am not convinced they can do this. The teleport's coming in.
Not one bit, can they?
You best hit the oh my god, man. Just run away.
Run away. Do not fight this one. Zero saying, what do you mean not fight? We fight. We always go in. We look for the blade. He is so fed. He's taking down an Ornn by himself with only a little help that technically Janna helped.
Janna probably wants to get a Medjai's after all of these skirmishes that have happened. Palestine tries to hit this knock-up, has no reinforcements nearby. Galio tries to hit the taunt, has no reinforcements nearby, gets half health. Invincible finds a flank. Zero comes in with an absurdly high damage combo there with the Gate Shock Blast, cues them. Goodbye Youssef, goodbye Krunk. Casper just gets to kite. This is where it gets dicey. I will continue to say this. Skip's playing really well.
Skip is. I mean, we're seeing why the Cassiopeia has gotten a lot of attention from the team in general, as well as the band towards them.
Somehow Skip manages to dodge that spear. That was actually insane.
Really good.
But was always going to die. They forced a teleport, if nothing else, as well at the very end there from Palestine, but he also dies again. Dan are untouchable. We're back.
Nice tornado there from Blitzer. Completely denies any potential play that Kronk and Ashbar were looking for.
Hitting the Baron. They're hitting the Baron. The Cassiopeia just teleported into this one.
Gundad's not even going for it. They're
but
at the
Zero's
dragon.
here.
And they're bursting this down. That's a Cassiopeia on a Baron. They take that very quick, jumping in. Palestine creating a lot of distance for the team with the miasma. Petrifying Gauge did not do enough, but they got the damage from Casper onto Yusuf, trying to get back the best he can to survive. Heroic Entrance does not get the knockup because they already lost Kronk, even with the taunt getting the kill for Galio. What have you lost on other places? Because Zero can chase everyone down at Palestine.
They've lost absolutely everything. Galio's recall gets cancelled. He is absolutely gone as well. Spear manages to get buffered through the taunt, and goodbye Ajbar, goodbye Palestine.
So you've gained the Baron, but
lose an inhibitor.
Nobody has it either. So
and
it's even worse. The Dragon will fall over to Team Jordan. The inhibitor will fall to Team Jordan. Do they even take a Nexus
You know he's thinking. You know he's thinking about it. They're going to prioritize the Drake. This is also, you know, Ocean Soul point for Palestine, so they will actually respect this one, prevent that from happening. We have an Ocean Soul, believe it or not.
Bro, I feel like at Team Jordan, you want to have the Ocean Soul for Palestine, if then just get the Elder Dragon and end the game sooner.
I don't know if I want to give it to a Cassiopeia, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you see.
Watch the fight again. Palestine, I think it was, just dies before this is even taken. Yeah, just completely removed. Casper plays this really nicely. It's a great condemn. And then unfortunately, just gets stuck into this mind game. Of course, the rest of his team's winning, but this has been very funny to watch. Casper was the 1v1 I was staring at. He's having a bad day in the office, but he's got a 0.
He put on quite a show yesterday, where he was able to have all those great flashes, the dodges, and today it feels like he's trying to replicate that again, but sometimes you just got to play cautiously. Just got to play consistently.
Have you ever seen... Well, Zero's in a bit of trouble here. But
have you ever seen what? Because it's dead.
It's dead. Have you ever seen a Galio support build Everfrost Zonias?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't.
I'll tell you right now, it's not good, but I have.
Yeah, it basically summarized my point, though.
Yeah, that's all I get in so many words.
That is odd. I just keep seeing him use it, and it's like, it's crazy that you're one-hittable. But I guess his team has 2 tanks and a Cassiopeia that's like an off-tank.
Yeah, it does work in this composition. I think it's very reliant on that. But the problem is also, like you said, you're just getting too tapped as Galio. You're dying before you can really do too much.
You're against a Vayne, man.
Yeah, you're against a Vayne who can already rip you apart.
The Zeri, who has 2 items working on a 3rd. Looks like a Black Cleaver.
That's an interesting second item.
Jace Vayne, I suppose you actually just get to apply the stacks to everyone and amplify DPS output.
Fair.
Turret gone here. Definitely not contestable, but there W. Oh my Yusef, goodbye.
Zero is doing so much damage, Kronk. You don't want that one. Trust me.
Kronk don't want that smoke, man. Vayne split pushing bottom as well here, so they will start to put their attention towards this Vayne you would expect, and that's where things get dicey. Skip actually threatening in mid lane.
Skip is the only threat, really.
He's going for it.
He's the only threat that Palestine have, and Petrifying Gaze not connecting on to anybody means they do have to be even more wary at the moment. The call of the Forge God gets 1 knockup, but the taunt in there from Ashbar actually might be huge. They're getting a huge knockup, and Zero, the big carry for Jordan, is out of the equation, but you still got to worry about all the damage from Invincible. He is still part of the fight and getting a lot of damage, clearing out the minions. And Skip flashing forward, Jundet slowing him down, even get him to go golden at the moment, but he'll die upon arrival. Even with the smite does not help, and it's shut down gold for Skip.
They're still within 3,000 gold, right? Still within touching distance of the gold difference in this game. Vayne's going to push in that wave bottom. Top is threatening the turrets. Yusef is going to walk towards mid lane right now, but hasn't got creeps for quite some time. No teleports, no opportunities to flank or really deal with the map state right now. Palestine will take the kills. They'll take the time that they've been afforded. Does Jordan try walking down mid until it no longer works? Magical?
Yeah,
They did try.
They did try.
They did try.
But the thing for Palestine, you know, at least the game is still going. Is that a gargoyles on a Cassiopeia?
Yeah, it's actually quite standard.
Is it really?
So the best thing about Cassiopeia is how easy it is to build health, right?
Yeah.
And then the Gargoyle Stoneplate allows you to play like this super tank frontline cast build.
Okay.
The weird thing is, in this game, he has a frontline
Right,
everywhere.
that's kind of why I'm a little bit more questioning on it.
But it does mean like a burst comp can't ever kill you. It lets you play really creatively.
Okay.
I'm a fan of the build.
Okay.
And also, if you wanted to, right, there's even more health stacking AP items that you can go to full build with after.
True. Very true. We'll have to watch that, see if it does work for Skip here, especially because Team Jordan, even if they have lost a little bit of that lead, they still control the entirety of the jungle of Team Palestine. You can see how hard it is for them to move outside of their base.
What a nuisance that is. Horn sounds. That's a Jace. Top lane.
Dodging away, but Skip, he's invincible. Starting to get a little bit more difficult for Skip to fully invest on these 1-for-1 against
Okay.
Unless we have this play in mid lane, Monsoon used with exhaust onto Yusuf as well. Casper and Butcher are low. Jundat does have a lot of damage. If one of these spears connects, especially onto Yusuf,
Jace is winning as well right now. That's why Palestine you're seeing them flashing forward, feeling so pressured, constantly looking for these plays. The longer this stays,
that is actually going to be Zero falling. So he might have taken the inhibitor turret, but he'll die, giving up his life as there is a dragon on the board. And you talked about it before, an Ocean Soul, especially for Skip, is going to be really big.
Invincible running down. Knows that he has to take part in this play. Yusuf no flash is a very dangerous prospect for him. But they get access, they get control, and they own the river. Jundat hasn't got a successful steal yet.
Cassiopeia on a neutral objective.
Man.
Goes really quickly. So you got to get on top of it now. Jundat's too far back. He's hiding back the best he can, but he's taunted. They've got to secure the soul over for Palestine. As Ashbar, he'll die upon, or will he? Dashing forward, yes, he still dies regardless. Petrifying Gaze up from Skip. It was nice, but nobody was there to follow up. So instead,
Jace is alive.
Have to back out because Jace is alive and he can TP to the fight.
There's a couple of flank wards that would be there for him if the fight were to continue. You can see the ping saying, on my way to the Baron buff. So that might just be where they choose to go. Galio gone. It is now effectively a 4v5 in their favor for Jordan. And this time it is a realistic Baron buff.
Yeah, they're going to take this one. Palestine, unfortunately, just too far out unless Krunk could get a huge steal, and that tornado denied everything.
Look at Zero. Waiting for his moment.
Call the board god, tight corridor, but they focus on Jundat instead. And look at the damage that Zero does because you did not focus on him. That's why you had to get the kill afterwards. But now he's got everything he needed to, even with Krunk winning a double kill. Now invincible. Look at him. He's untouched. He's unscathed. Oh no! It's looking like a certified Zero moment with a knockup though from Palestine. The flash in from Invincible to try to survive. And Skip has a huge shield, but Invincible's damage is now invincible. Even if he finally dies to Palestine, as Butcher gets knocked into the air because Ashbar respawns from the previous fight. Flash away. Butcher, he'll survive. What a chaotic fight.
Butcher does live, but basically everybody else dies at some point in this skirmish. You watch it back, it starts with no Galio on the board. The Ornhorn connects, they look for their target. Yusuf gets legitimately one hit, and Palestine was hitting a lot of Ornn combos in this fight. Krunk, good reacquisition towards the correct target. Invincible is kiting, trying to get it done, but you saw how tanky Skip was.
Yeah.
And how much time he's able to purchase. The Ceres embrace. This Janna has been clutching this fight. But then that extra little shield comes through, you know, that's that extra half second, it's that extra cooldown from Palestine. Suddenly, Invincible is falling. Summoner spells get traded at the very end, but when all is said and done, the Baron buff amounts to maybe just a Janna.
Just a Janna. That's it. That's the only one that has it. So Butcher, wherever he is at, is going to be the power that they have. But I'm still looking to further into this game. It has been quite a wild fight. Jordan playing to the power, it feels, that Palestine have, playing into these team fights, especially that Cassiopeia thrives in, is really giving Palestine these avenues back into the game.
I mean, it's certainly keeping them, again, within touching distance at all times. The fact that where we're at, Palestine with a kill lead, down 3,000 gold because they haven't got any turrets yet, means the amount of standing money that exists for them if they get a successful team fight that's really favorable, they just break open the whole game. So Jordan now definitely needing to shape up. The further into a game you get, the less fun you really get to have, or less mistakes that you can be inclined to make. Jace nearing critical mass in terms of his strength, though, is a really big positive for them, and that is his last item done.
Yeah. Full itemization for Zero. And Zero has been the big factor in a lot of the games we've seen from Team Jordan. Has really getting all that damage, like we talked about before. He popped Yusuf. That Samira did not get to play a game of League of Legends in that last fight.
We're still not really playing for side lanes or playing for the split just yet. Jace is about to establish himself down in the bottom lane right now. Vayne is also one of the single best duelists in League of Legends with 2 items plus. Casper is planted in mid. Zeri has been grouping up a little bit more now. It's all about Jace, and it's all about timing now. So you need Jordan to start synchronizing those waves, actually setting up for some plays.
And that though, spotted by Kronk. Has the rocket belt away from the fight.
Jace is already hitting an inhibitor. Palestine looking for the fight, not to defend.
There's 2 open inhibitors too. If nobody goes back to stop him,
coming back now,
he can
3 of
easily
them.
pass all the way to the top lane as well.
With
He'll
a Galio
take that.
ult.
Galio is there. Samira looking to cut off the retreat, but Zero's got a lot of distance. So he goes back in. He dies on to Palestine, knocked into the air, bounced around and juggled by Yusuf, but that's a lot of damage with the exhaust on top of him. But he dashes back in, but the stopwatch from Yusuf is clutch to keep him alive.
All summoner spells and a stopwatch were used by Yusuf just to make sure that was a 1-for-1, essentially, with the inhibitor. Meanwhile, pushing top lane, it's Invincible's turn to see how many people he can draw his way, as the rest of Jordan just continue to deal with the ire of Palestine. Palestine's going to try and stop him, but you can't stop this Zeri from pushing.
You need Skip there if you're going to stop this. I think
Invincible
is going to look for this fight. Look at the damage he gets. The mid lane, they're not had to go golden. And looking at Skip 1v3, nearly taking down 2 members, but Casper dashing in the final hour. But with a Monsoon to heal up the members of Jordan. Skip, you might be tanky, but you got to be careful. Heroic Engine should deny Team Jordan.
Okay,
Wait a minute, no, not at all.
Hold up.
Because Ajbar too low, and the spear connected on the Skip. With the flash in, with the taunt, it is going to be a trade of 1-for-1. Maybe not, because Kronk gets a shutdown top lane.
Zeri eventually falls. No idea what happened in top lane, but Zeri just presumably kiting tanks until it inevitably stopped happening. No last Whisper item there for Invincible, so one of those slow burner situations. Ocean Soul still there for the Palestine squad.
30 seconds until Elder Dragon.
And it's winnable.
It is winnable. Palestine. All right, really, I think you just put everything into Skip. He nearly 1v3'd there in mid lane.
Let's just see which of his replays are. Okay, so it's going to be Invincible, Palestine, and Krunk duking it out in 1-for-2. Dash just used Invincible ult. Tries legitimately just sprinting as far as he possibly can. You know, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because Yusuf is going to die as we get back to live. Zero gets a kill, but Zero going to be traded. Again, trading his life for Yusuf. So
it's not a good trade.
Yeah, that might not be what you want to have if you're Team Jordan, especially with Elder up.
Skip has teleport as well, so he gets in much faster. Casper might want to swing some momentum their way, but he has to deal with the base.
Yeah, has to deal with that, so he's going to clear that out.
Now is a good time for Casper to fight.
Looking for the play, trying to force out anything from Skip. So they go on to the Elder.
Force the teleport, perhaps. They could be happy with that. You could disengage after the teleport gets forced because Supers start to win the game for you.
2 waves, too. Top and bot will push in for Team Jordan. That's 50% on the Elder. That's going to be the TB. The flash in with the taunt isn't enough. They get the Justice Punch on Invincible, but he is looking invincible. Even with the dash in, the flash away from Kirk immediately after the Stormbringer. But a Petromang Base slows down Invincible as they get another flash away at the dash. Asbar got nobody, had to go golden to survive. But look at Invincible tagging, making sure there's no dash away from Asbar. And all the while, Yusuf is in the base defending. A 4-man knockoff from Palestine as Skip picks up the kill onto Casper, but Zero on the other side. Team Jordan dashing in. They've got the damage, and Skip is gone. There goes the carry of Palestine, and poor Jordan find what they need. They've got the fight finally that they can push to win off of.
A never-ending cycle of fighting and fighting for objectives, and finally to completion or near thereabout. Zero is going to push in bot, has a Janna, and Butch and Zero have to deal with Yusuf.
Only
no
Yusuf.
exhaust, no flash.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult.
Has got a Guardian Angel.
He does, but look at that dash in, and we already saw the trade of a life from Zero for the life of Yusuf.
Oh,
that was with other players nearby. Yusuf just doesn't have it at all. That's going to be the game, or is it? Because it looks like Team Palestine might have thwarted Jordan continuing the game just a little bit longer, but Zero, I think he
wants to leave. Zero doesn't want to.
He wants to finish the game. He dashes in, and he gets the Guardian's Angel popped out of Yusuf. Waiting it out. Ashbar gets the taunt, the dash back in, but Zero's damage is huge, and a heroic entrance goes wide. Not getting the accelerated shock blast, but Zero.
Oh, they're all alive.
It's a little too late.
Stop being
Everyone's
here.
back.
Run.
He's got to run. He dashes back in, trying to get the trade onto Skip, but he's too tanky, and he picks up shutdown gold.
There is no teleport, though, from Skip, so he's probably going to be stuck defending this base, or he has to walk the long road towards the Elder, because keep in mind that everyone is respawned. That's how long they were fighting for. Casper back to the Elder Dragon means this has gone near immediately.
They take that one way too fast. And even though, again, it
Baron
was
after.
kind of a crazy set of circumstances, it does seem that Team Jordan find themselves back into the driver's seat.
Baron buff should be the next protocol here for them. Invincible going to use his wave clear that he now has, completing that Titanic Hydra as well. Nidalee, bit of zone defense here from them while they've got the Elder still dangerous. Jace or no Jace. Respawning of the inhibitor in bottom lane is going to be a saving grace for them as it comes up just now. Top lane still with the super zone and exposed Nexus. Palestine say we have no choice. Let's make the play. Casper.
There's no TP from Zero, so he can't get here quickly. But with Elder Dragon on the other side, you've got to be so careful, especially against Casper, because he's kiting back. Even if you got Ashbar going golden, Casper tries to see if he can get the kill. They've got one. Galio's gone, but it traded back. Casper died as Invincible. It's his turn. He's the marksman in this game to try to kite back away from Team Palestine. But Skip wants to get back to the base and deny a potential backdoor that could have happened. And that
that one's gone.
That gives Invincible all the time to chase back Palestine. And with Elder Dragon, you're not going to get out of this one, Palestine. You can only delay the inevitable.
Okay, but he's healing.
That might be enough. Or is it? The TP, is it going to be in time? Looking at it. No, barely.
Actually, so close to getting that kill. Sorry, to getting out with his life. The kill is confirmed. And now they've got some time again. Ashbar gone for 15 seconds. Palestine for 50, and Zero is back alive. Skip wants to fight straight away.
Butcher too far forward, so he took a lot of damage to the dash in onto Skip with that shield from the gargoyles. Gotta keep him up and rearing to go for these fights, but that Elder Dragon out of Invincible really starting to hurt the members of Palestine.
Right now, there is no inhibitors dead. Right now, the base is safe for the Palestine squad. Invincible has no mana. Half HP. Butcher, half health as well. Seems like we're just going to have that reset of necessity here for Jordan, and the game will continue. The gold lead is still somehow only 2,000 gold, but that is an open base, so Palestine kind of stuck within their own confines. They are in a prison right now.
The moment they leave, the moment Zero wins the game.
Jundat chooses not to use his smite or any damaging ability and does gift that one over to the Galio. Generous man.
Yeah, not the worst thing.
Genuinely looked like he gifted it.
It did. It looked like he just backed off that
one.
Like
I sincerely believe he gifted it.
Just be like, all right, friendly exchange here, Ashbar. You can take that. I'm just going to take the game, though. Right now, we're looking at how Team Jordan are set up. They keep attacking this Cassiopeia. And I get that that's what they have to do because she is the most powerful player on Palestine. Skip has been putting on a good performance here on Cassiopeia.
Jace threatening top lane.
But that's the thing. It's like, you don't really need to attack that Cassiopeia. You just got to make sure there's room
Look at them just
for Jace.
Running towards the Jace, seeing if they can find. The second he shows, they'll go back forwards and then Jordan push. They've seen Zero.
Have they?
I believe the Volibear saw him just briefly. Either way, he's playing super safe right now. He's waiting for the wave to push in mid. We are at this point where one mistake could be ending straight down the middle lane for Palestine. For both teams, actually. One mistake could be ending straight down the middle lane.
There are long cat timers at this point in the game. And there's not much standing in either way, and you can really quickly take that, especially with the Samira.
Oh, the flash
in, but does not get the stun. It just got the slow, but Casper is still going to be the target regardless, and he's healing up forever. How is he still alive? Kiting it back finally. The hammer falls on top of him. But
Samira
look at Zero. Look at Zero inside of the base because they got Zeri taking down bot lane. Top lane. It looks like Zero is going to get the trade onto Krunk because he wants to get that.
Invincible's just going to go for the Nexus.
He's going for the game. He's on top of it.
Thought.
Nobody's stopping him. He's got everything possible to flash in, but the damage on top of it almost is him.
It's Jason's turn.
Oh, but he dies. Palestine deny the backdoor attempt on two fronts.
3 dead for 30 seconds, 50 seconds on 2 of them, and Palestine straight down mid lane. Can push. Jundat might even consider the option of going for the back door himself.
I was considering that. I'm like,
Janna's going to buy a lot of time here as well with the tornado, so
that's
the game...
40 seconds until Zeri and Jace are up. Even if Casper spawns, that's a lot you're going to lose.
Yes, it is a lot. It's a minimum inhibitor, right? I don't know if the game ends, but it certainly could. And if it does, then Jordan just threw this one away to send us to 3 games, and I am ready for bed.
I think we all are, but we'll see right now, because it's Palestine knocking out the door of Team Jordan.
15 on
They've
Invincible.
got an inhibitor turret quickly. Inhibitor gone as well. Casper might be up, but you got 10 seconds to remain here, and that's the dash in from the Ornn and Volibear. The turret, one will fall. There it goes. They've got the dash in, but Jundat, he's not going to survive. They're on the Nexus, and it looks like we're going to game 3.